Hey, what is going on, you guys? AK40 Kevin here in the gamer heaven. So I'm about 2 or 3 days late to this party, but hey, I want to get down on this bad boy and do a couple keg stands while the getting's still good here. So the Xbox Series X, Microsoft definitely did beat out Sony when it comes to releasing their price and their release date, which is really awesome. So the Series X, which is the big boy, that's the Project Lockhart, is going to be $500 US dollars, $500 USD, which is what I had predicted from the start. A lot of horsepower in this bad boy. Very nice. As you see, there's some breakdowns with the vapor cooling chambers and whatnot. And also when it comes down to the performance here, so you're getting 12 teraflops of power, which you might be like, Kevin, that's very similar to what we're getting. That's less than what we're getting on the Xbox One X. Yeah, you're right, but it's a different architecture. It's a different... You have SSDs in here now, and also the way that the APU works, the GPU and the CPU come together in a console, it's an APU. It's going to be a much more better experience for the fidelity of the gaming user, okay? I hate to bore you guys with the background behind the scenes shit, but it's gonna work good for you guys. So this can work 4K at up to 120 frames per second. You're not gonna get that in every game, boys. Don't expect to be like 4K, 120 frames per second. That's not how it's going to work every game. Trust me, it's not going to be like that. You're going to get 4K, 60 frames per second, and you might have an option to switch down to 1440 at 4K, 60 frames, 1440, 120 frames, 1080p, 360 frames, or some shit like that. That might give you the option for it. You do have that SSD in there, which is really awesome. The cooling in here is really cool. I'm not going to... really cool. I'm not going to go too much into it, but it's impressive. Honestly, it really is. Now, over here on the Xbox One S, this bad boy over here is only going to be $300. Now, some people were speculating it might be $200 or something like that. I knew it was going to be that low. That's incredibly cheap. But $300 is still a great price to get into a next generation console. Now, this thing is this thing is going to be more powerful than an Xbox One X, which is impressive, and it's only $300, which is really cool. Also, Xbox has now also released a payment program, like kind of a credit system. It's called All Access, and with All Access, I'm not going to recommend anyone getting a credit card debt or anything like that, but if you do have the credit to get it approved for this thing, you can finance your console, and you also get a free year, I believe, of Xbox Game Pass, which is a fantastic value. I've made a video on this in the past. Xbox Game Pass is probably fuck that. It is the best value in gaming. You can get all the new exclusives coming out for Xbox. Gears of War, Forza, the new Halo for like $20 a month or something. I think it's even less than that if you're only paying for just console or just PC. I think it's like $20 a month if you're paying for the Ultimate package, which is like both consoles. But damn. Yeah, so the payment program's cool if you have the credit for it and everything. So that's how it breaks down. 4K, 120, you get the Xbox One X for $500. Or you can get the Xbox One S. 1440 at 120 frames per second is what they're advertising it as. You don't see it here, but I have watched a lot of other videos where they're testing this thing on benches, and that's what it came out to. Same new controller and everything, which is really cool. I honestly think that, I'm not going to say don't buy an Xbox, but I do feel like my final thoughts here for the next generation console originally was to get a Xbox Series X and a digital only or no optic drive PS5. My plan now is just to stick to my gaming PC because all these Microsoft exclusives and shit, they're Microsoft exclusives, not Xbox exclusives. They're coming to the PC anyway. If I want to play them with a controller, I just plug that into my PC and play like that. And then the PS5 has so many bomb-ass exclusives. They've done way more work with their controller. Haptic feedback in there. A microphone built into it so you can chat with people from your controller. The adaptive triggers, which get stiffer or lighter depending on what you're doing. So you're holding a bow and you squeeze it and it gets tighter. Like, just stuff like that's super cool. Not to mention, I think it cosmetically looks better, and it just, Sony has better exclusives. And when it comes to a console, that's what's important. If you don't care about exclusives, build a PC, you're going to get better performance, and that's kind of where it's going. So that's how it is for me. I'm just going to play the Microsoft stuff like Halo and Forza and Gears on my PC and get a PS5 with the optical drive, because both these new consoles do have support for Ultra Blu-ray, which is cool because, it's not just a console. That's like the head of your entertainment center. That's the heart of it. So you watch Netflix on it, YouTube on it. You're going to watch Blu-ray videos on it. Like, it's, a thing for your entire living room. It's not just like for gaming. You can watch movies on it and shit too. I think that's going to do it, guys. All right. Peace.